Hello, I'm Herbert Fuller. I'm one of the founders of the firm of Fuller and Fuller. I founded the firm in 1972 along with my wife. And I wanted to talk a little bit today about the tradition within the family. But first of all, I wanted to say that we are a firm that practices in the state of Washington. The type of law we practice is personal injury law and also medical malpractice law. We have a long tradition of attorneys and judges. When I was a boy growing up in a small town not too far from here, I heard my grandmother talking about her brother and also her uncle. Her brother was a judge and her uncle was an attorney, and she talked about the type of work that they did. This was in another state, but I still heard all this talk about it. And I thought, well, I think I'd like to be an attorney myself. And I thought, well, I wonder how one does that, how much college you have to have. And so I kind of set my goal very young. And even when I look back at the goal I had when I was in the 8th grade, one of the goals was to become an attorney. So I've had this in mind for a long period of time. Now, I was going to say that my wife is also an attorney. I met her in law school. And at that time, there were very few women attorneys in the state of Washington. In fact, the year that she became an attorney, I think perhaps only 2 or 3 women, maybe 4 at the most, became attorneys during that entire year in the state of Washington. The next year wasn't much better, if at all. And so we just had very few women attorneys. And as it turned out, I was even more surprised when we had 3 children and they all turned out to be attorneys too. They all eventually joined our law firm. We kept the name of Fuller and Fuller. My wife decided that she would like to become a judge here in the state of Washington, and she was a Superior Court judge for many years and eventually retired as a judge from that position. But the children and myself, we've kept the firm going. At present, I hold the position of being of counsel within the firm of Fuller and Fuller. Now, I found out that we both passed the bar when I was drafted the last day of the bar exam, and I was crawling through the sand down in Fort Ord when I was called aside by the sergeant who read a telegram to me, and the telegram said, "Congratulations to you both for passing the bar," and he folded the telegram, put it in his pocket. So that's the way I learned that my wife and I had both passed the bar exam. One thing that is quite significant is that my grandson, maybe others will do the same thing, but my grandson is now taking the law school entrance exam. He's studying for the law school entrance exam. And so it looks like the tradition is going to continue for yet one more generation. That's why I say that we may well have 100 years of tradition of lawyers and judges within the family. My grandson will not only have a mother and father who are attorneys, and also a couple of aunts who are attorneys, but he'll also have a grandmother and grandfather who are both attorneys. So that's a lot of attorneys to be in one family. I think that the tradition that we have started will continue for a long time to come, and I must say that it has been a very satisfying sort of life work for me to have, and I have absolutely no regrets about becoming an attorney and working with men and women who've been injured. Thank you.